Hello, my name is Seth Estrada.
In retrospect, it was inevitable. This just in. PayPal to allow Bitcoin transfers off of their platform. Have I been wrong this whole time? Well, time will tell, but let's take a look at the announcement. This is on thestreet.com, their coverage of the recent announcement from PayPal. An announcement during CoinDesk's consensus conference on Wednesday, PayPal's head of cryptocurrency, Jose Fernandez da Ponte, said that the company will soon be letting its users send Bitcoin and other cryptos out of PayPal and other cryptos. Not really sure what that means just yet, but I guess we'll find out. PayPal plans to add support for third-party wallet transfers, which will allow the platform's users to move cryptocurrencies out of PayPal and into private wallets. This will also apply to Venmo users, who will also be able to withdraw cryptocurrency from the app and send it to other wallets or services. Soon, both Venmo and PayPal users will be able to send cryptocurrencies to each other as well. Da Ponte did not give further details about when PayPal and Venmo plan to integrate this feature, but the decision stems likely from higher demand that PayPal's crypto services have gotten than what it was expecting. In a late April interview with Time magazine, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman said that demand for digital assets on the platform had more than exceeded the company's expectations. Demand on the crypto side has been multiple-fold to what we initially expected. There's a lot of excitement. He added that PayPal had been looking at distributed ledger technology and cryptocurrency for years, but that they were too volatile and risky to incorporate into the platform. We've been looking at digital forms of currency and DLT for 6 years or so, but I thought it was early, and I thought the cryptocurrencies at the time were much more assets than they were currency. They were too volatile to be a viable currency, said Schulman. Now that the company has integrated cryptocurrency and seen such demand, cryptocurrency could become a more permanent fixture within the PayPal and Venmo platforms. All right, guys, quick soundbite, quick little bit of news to insert into your market mining update. Let's get back to the main event. All right, guys, let's jump straight into the mining market signal. Looks like Bitcoin has been holding above $38,000. A lot of the traders who I follow on crypto Twitter have indicated that's a key support level for Bitcoin. This is good. Frankly, any news about Bitcoin is good right now because, in my estimation, and apparently based on the sentiment that I'm reading across crypto Twitter and on Reddit, we're still in the middle of a bull run. We haven't seen the end of this price action yet. The question was up or down. That was the only question based on the recent dip. When whether or not we're stuck in a bull trap right now, well, that's for you to decide. But we see right now that Bitcoin dominance is above 40%. It's at 41.4% based on CoinGecko's estimations across the entire crypto market cap. There may be some other numbers that you'll see where it's pretty much just Bitcoin versus Ethereum and a few other key players. And so there's an adjusted Bitcoin dominance figure for that if you factor that in. Price of gas today is 41 GWei. Thank you, Box Mining, for pronouncing it that way. I can't seem to say it any other way after I heard Michael Gu from Box Mining call it GWei. Now I'm like, I've been gas pilled, you could say, right? GWei. That's the only way I can say it. So Ethereum doing well at over 2,800, recovering a little bit faster over the last 24 hours. Of course, Ethereum had more ground to catch up, falling over 70% over the last 7 days. So that's a pretty big deal right there. A lot of our other favorite coins we'll see over in our portfolios later on. The Fear and Greed Index for today is over 20. Now, we didn't go into single digits. We came pretty darn close that one day, right? We hit 10 again after popping back up, dropping to 12, up to 14, down to 10. Now we're back in the 20s. It seems like the price action has kind of really emboldened people to jump back in, take positions they feel comfortable with, whether they're long or short at this point. Not, I'm not going to offer any insights there. I don't know. But people are a little bit less fearful, feeling a little bit more greedy, but we're still not back at that baseline, still trending towards fear. And frankly, we're still in the middle of extreme fear. Just show you right there. We're still technically in the middle of extreme fear. And that trend line for the Fear and Greed Index kind of shows that we're not out of the woods yet. We're just a little less fearful than before, but we're still in extreme fear, technically. So expect really anything. This is a crazy market. Not gonna tell you exactly how to plan there. Jumping into what is profitable to mine. On Team Red, let's stick with our top of the line first. Go with 6,800 XT and 5,700 XT, 12-cent power as per usual, with averages of 7 days for profitability and difficulty for revenue. Jumping down to the timeline, we see Dubai Coin. Wow, Dubai Coin raising from the dead. There it is. Now let's go ahead and filter for volume, and nope, even with more than 1 Bitcoin of daily volume, we're doing just fine there. Even over half a Bitcoin of daily volume, which should cover, I think, many of the people in this audience. Go ahead and set the minimum at over 1 Bitcoin of daily volume. Though we could do 5. That might be a better way to address this audience as we see more people tuning into this particular market update for miners. But that still doesn't shake out Dubai Coin. DBIX is the ticker symbol, and that's the top for the day right now on Dagger Hashimoto. You're doing apparently double what you would do on Ethereum. Huh? What's going on there? Don't really have a lot of insight, but we're going to have to add Dubai Coin to our portfolio as of today, because if you are mining Dubai Coin based on this info and the amount of daily volume that it's doing, then we've got to do some tracking, right? It's still worth your while to know if today it's worth actually changing your rigs over to Dubai Coin, or it's worth just throwing $500, $1,000, a few $1,000s at Dubai Coin. Obviously, none of this is financial, legal, or business advice. You have to figure out your own choices, and you got to live with the outcome, right? So just saying, I'm going over some numbers here. You make your own choices and own them. But apparently, yeah, for Dagger Hashimoto, Dubai Coin takes the day for the 6800 and 5700 XT, jumping into the Vega family, top of the line with Radeon 7. We've got all the same parameters in place, and Dubai Coin is, of course, right there at the top of the stack. For a single card, Radeon 7, you're at over $17 of profit for the day, based on 7-day averages, guys. This is not a 24-hour snapshot. These are 7-day averages, and this is why I like to use the 7-day average, so we don't get caught in stupid little mining bull traps, right? You can get caught in mining bull traps by doing too frequent switching and forgetting to exchange your coins and watching a price fluctuate back down. So we'll take a look at that in just a minute here. But again, just a quick disclaimer. When you see something like Dubai Coin hit the top of the list, it's very, very wise to take a look at what comes second, because Ethereum is a distant second, yes, but look at the liquidity. I mean, you're looking at over 100,000 BTC in daily volume. You can definitely dump it, even if you're mining $50,000 worth of daily profit on Ethereum. You can definitely throw that into exchange and not move the market yourself. But if you were mining 1 full Bitcoin worth of Ethereum or 1 full Bitcoin worth of Dubai Coin, and you tried to do the same thing, you would move the market and you would strangle the goose that lays the golden eggs, right? So sometimes this is a bit of a fool's gold bull trap, right? You take a look at that, or miner trap. You look at that and you think, wow, Dubai Coin is going crazy. So we got to figure that out. We also see right here, the difficulty spike is probably going to beat this back into submission really, really soon. So this is a bit of a freak incident. I'm recording this in the morning of May 2016. So it's possible that this is going to kind of flatten out pretty soon based on what everybody else is looking at by way of 24-hour rewards. Again, that's why I try to go for averages, long averages if I can. That's Radeon 7. Let's go with Vega 56. So we go for bottom of the line for Vega family. And again, Dubai Coin top of the list, but Ethereum almost $4 per day. Top of the line for Polaris. Let's go Ethereum over $2.50 a day on those 8 gig cards. 4 gig cards, go with a 570. And it looks like we got top of the list. Wow. The DAG file must not be a limitation for Dubai Coin. Apparently it is 4 gig mineable. So 4 gig card holders rejoice. This is probably kind of where you're going to live for a little while. Even still, you got Raven Coin as a distant second, but Raven Coin with far more daily volume. Guys, you have to take that into account. And in fact, if we were to put something like right here, even with the 10 BTC minimum right there on the filter, we'd still see Dubai Coin there. I wish we could have a little more fine-tuned control over the volume filter every single day, because I may want to only mine certain coins that have 100 BTC of liquidity or 50 BTC of liquidity, because I may be working with somebody who has a much larger facility. I'd rather just be able to assign a value to that field. Hey, whattomine.com, if you're watching, have I got your attention? Is this a feature you think you could accommodate, or would it be a little bit too difficult? Having that be just a blank field instead of a drop down for me would be huge. I'd love to be able to have a little more control over that variable right there. But with volume over 5 still, here we are with Dubai Coin at the top of the list, but really it's Raven Coin at the end of the day for our 4 gig cards. I think if you're just wanting to set it and forget it, you're looking at Raven Coin really. Bottom of the line for the 5600 XT and the 6700 XT. Let's as we're moving back out of Team Red numbers, should still be Dubai Coin based on our current different, I think probably messed up metrics, but we have Ethereum right there at almost $8 between those two cards. So you weight those appropriately. You're in the money with Ethereum still on Team Red. Go into Team Green. Let's start with our efficiency play first. Go with our our X60 generation cards. So 1060, 1660, 2060, and 3060. So 4 cards together. Get a really quick rough estimate of what the efficiency cards are doing, and it looks like Ethereum at almost $10 a day between those 4 cards. Weight them appropriately, with the 1060 being under probably $2 in profit, and the top of the line there, the 3060 being a little bit closer to 4, and then splitting it up very evenly between the other numbers, the other cards listed there. So take those off the list, go to the top of the line with 1080 Ti and 1660 Super, 2060 Ti, and the 3090. Again, remember that we're going to have a weighted average here of about 50% of the hash rate and 50% of the reward going to the 3090 in this calculation. Again, if you believe the Dubai coin narrative right now, then you're going to get almost $20 a day out of that 3090 and about $10 a day in Ethereum out of that 3090. Still running strong, guys. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal for GPU miners. There's never been a time quite like this to be a GPU miner in recent history, recent memory. You're doing great if you're paying attention right now and you're being smart about the proceeds of your mining. Let's jump into our GPU portfolio and try to figure out what makes sense here. Looks like based on the $1,000 that we put in as a snapshot at the very first day that we did this report, Ergo is outperforming everything else. Our profit and loss is highest, right? Our profit is highest there. We're at almost $1,300 based on 1,000 put in. So if you were mining and holding, Ergo was a great play. If you were just buying, apparently Ergo was a great play. And apparently we're seeing some recovery from Ravencoin as well, 18% in the last 24 hours. I think it's mostly this last day's recovery, it looks like, that's speaking for this really strong uptick in price for both Ergo and Ravencoin. Ethereum Classic, even though it hasn't recovered a whole lot in the last 24 hours, our profit is still up pretty high, I think because it took less of a beating, again, in the 7-day. And we mentioned this in the last video, how sometimes it's not so much a question of what is pumping hardest, but just what is not getting beat down so hard to begin with, and not having to make up ground to get you back to your, back to made whole on your initial investment or your initial amount. And I think that's the case with Ethereum Classic. Ethereum is back up by a little bit, but if you were holding Ethereum, you kind of have been standing on a treadmill, right? Standing in a hamster wheel. You're doing okay, but you're not doing awesome. Just below that is Wimble coin with a really strong recovery over the 7-day, or a really strong growth over the 7-day, and then a dip over the last 24 hours, going against the trend for everything but Zano and Conceal. I don't know what's going on with Wimble coin and why it took such a beating yesterday, but it did. Flux is still above $1,000, so we're above neutral right now, and we've got $100 in profit based on that 1,000 from the snapshot. Last day's recovery was 10%, which is good, but it, again, like others, took a pretty severe beating over the last 7 days, right? Over 33%. Kind of a bummer there. And again, rounding off the last couple of profitable coins right now, we got Conflux, we got Ren BTC, which of course is just Bitcoin. Same with Wrapped BTC, which is also in the money, but only by a little bit, guys. We're 5% up. And again, I don't mean to trivialize it, right? In cryptocurrency, sometimes we get a little bit of a reality distortion field. 5% on an investment in under 2 weeks is phenomenal, right? We're doing great if we get 5% on anything in under 2 weeks. Like, we're not talking about 5% APY. We're talking about 5% total yield in under 2 weeks. Not bad, right? Cryptocurrency, it distorts our perception of what's possible and what's likely and really what we deserve. You know what I mean? It's kind of messed up. We get very, very entitled when we deal with cryptocurrencies because we see these massive 20% wicks up and down, right? We see crazy volatility. So our perception gets really warped really fast. We become accustomed pretty quickly to this kind of price action. I think Firo is the last on our list that's still in the green. So good on you, Firo team. Also a bit of recovery over the last 24 hours, but steep blood in the streets, right? Steep decline over the last 7 days, almost 40%, which is just so rough. But recovery still in our little portfolio here. Everything else is in the red, starting with Rio currency. It's our least worst loser, but down at the bottom of the list, Swap took the biggest hit, not even getting above $900 from our 1,000 put in. So So unfortunately, yeah, a lot of these crypto notes, Conceal, Zano, BitTube, Haven, Rio Currency, it looks like they have all taken a pretty steep hit somehow, whether it's from the 7-day and then not recovering as fast like with Beam, or it is just really slow growth in general. Again, BitTube doing 25% in the last 24 hours, but still not enough to put us back into the profit based on the $1,000 initial investment. All right, guys, let's go from our GPUs into hard drive or capacity oriented projects. Burstcoin still at the top of the list, performing strongest on the list, where if you had put $1,000 in at the point of the snapshot that we created these portfolios, you would now be at 1277. MadeSafe coin still in second place. Storage now in third, just above $1,000. Sia coin still in the money, and same with Chia, still in the money. Still up 2.75%. And again, guys, these are crazy inflated numbers. Who gets 2.5% on who gets 2.5 points on any kind of investment in under 2 weeks? Crypto projects do, right? We kind of expect this here again. Don't get it twisted. Slow growth is okay too, right? And if you really believe in the future of any of these projects, you can feel free to hold them for as long as you think they have real legs. But getting 2.5 points in under 2 weeks is pretty awesome. Filecoin, bottom of the stack. It's the only one that dipped below the $1,000 that we put in. It's the only one that's in the red. So clearly, at least with the curated list that we have here, the hard drive oriented and capacity oriented projects have done quite well. Let's move from hard drives into CPU coins, CPU mineable coins, and we haven't added anything more to the portfolio since last time. We're still with Monero and WowNero. Monero is the only one that's in the money, and it's by just under 1 percentage point, not by much. At that snapshot, we have not seen the same amount of growth in Monero, WowNero, Raptorium, or Veriscoin. In fact, Raptorium and Veriscoin are both failing to recover beyond their 7-day dip. And it's just unfortunate. Raptorium is dropping even more over the last 7 days, 24 hours and 1 hour. So we'll check into this. It looks like Raptorium is not on live support, guys. I don't believe that at all. I think the development team is quite good. But there's clearly a bit of an issue here, bit of a correction, and this is healthy. Could be due to some exchange listings or some OTC sales because it's very early in their mainnet. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to make any apologies for the team. Obviously, something needs to give here. And price doesn't always dictate the long-term value of a coin, right? In the same way that you guys have heard me talk about tempering expectations with the hard drive coins, right? Burstcoin is high in price today, but it hasn't been high in utility over the last year, right? Unfortunately, not many people saying like, you know what I love using every day? I love using that Burstcoin product. That just isn't happening right now. And the same is true of storage. The same is true of Chia and Sia coin. You don't hear people publicly saying like, you know, that's Sia coin. I love that I'm on that Sia platform using it as a persistent storage blob for my website. I mean, they could. That exists. That product is out there, but we don't have that kind of brand recognition just yet for these hard drive or these capacity oriented projects yet. And Chia coin is going to take a while to get there. So again, price is sometimes decoupled from utility. It's not always the same thing, guys. Don't get it twisted. Again, this is cryptocurrency, so we get weird ideas. With ASICs, our ASIC coins looks like at the very top of the stack, we've got Pirate. Decred is still looks like it's in the money, but not by very much. We're just barely over that $1,000 initial investment. But disclosure, guys, I only just put this in, right? So this snapshot for ASICs, I mentioned it last time that I've got a little bit of an anti-ASIC bias if I'm being totally vulnerable about it, but I put those $1,000 initial investments into these ASIC mineable coins just this morning, just for this video. So we're starting fresh, May 26th, 2021 for this little ASIC portfolio, and you guys can check all of those public portfolios down in the description. This info is available for you, right? I want you to be able to make the most sense of this as possible. So instead of going over the P&L, let's take a look at the 7-day versus the 24-hour. 7-day, let's take a look at our least worst losers. Over the last 7 days, Bitcoin got harmed the least, and Horizon got harmed second place. A distant third is Decred, and then everything below that is negative 20 plus percentage points. And bottom of the stack is Zcash at over 41 percentage points in damage over the last 7 days. Ouch. Guys, these are rough times, right? These are really rough times. Not every project is going to get out unscathed. And the last 7 days were really, really rough. Let's look at our 24-hour in terms of winners. Again, over the last 24 hours, we got Decred, we got Zcash making a bigger comeback, but having more ground to make up. So I don't know. I don't know what that's really done to price over the last 7 days or month or whatever. We can track that now moving forward with $1,000 that we put into this portfolio. But it looks like Zcash is making a recovery. Even in the last hour, a lot of these are making a recovery. And the least recovery made on the stack is Pirate Chain. Unfortunately, Pirate Chain still, I think, struggling to break $5. Has it broken $5 yet in this bull run? Let's take a quick look. And I apologize. I jumped in front of the screen instead of letting you guys see all of those numbers right there in our ASIC portfolio. But you see there's carnage over the last 7 days. In the last 24 hours, a bit of healing, right? The birds are returning. Nature is coming back. We're healing. But Pirate Chain looks like the long-term price action. We have not, I don't think, seen a $5 Pirate Chain. Nope. What in the world am I talking about? We've seen a $12 Pirate Chain. Good Lord. And in the last 30 days, but it looks like in the last 14, nope. I totally misspoke. We almost saw $12 Pirate Chain in the last 14 days. So is this a value buy? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Not investment advice, no matter what you think here. But Pirate Chain has taken the hardest beating, and it is coming back now. But this is our portfolio, ladies and gents. Taking a look at a couple of specific projects. You may be wondering why they're on the list. Something like Bytecoin. I know we've talked about it before on this channel and discussed whether or not it could be viewed as a scam, air quotes. There are some issues with Bytechain, but it's still ASIC mineable, which is why it's on the list, and it still has a market cap of over $95 million, and it's still a crypto note, meaning that it is able, it's got the capacity for private sending and private receiving. Is it the best crypto note? No, it's not. But it's on the list for a reason, and it is traded on a couple of exchanges that will allow you to quickly move from Bytecoin to Bitcoin or to Monero, or from Bitcoin to Monero, Ethereum, etc. There's liquidity is what I'm saying. There's actually some volume out in the market, though it's not a whole lot. Strange that it's not listed here, but I'd expect to see more volume on another exchange. Nope, looks like HitBTC is the main event. The percentage of volume, the largest percentage of volume shown right here is between Bytecoin and USD. So clearly there's a lot of mining and dumping going on here. Just wanted to throw out that caveat, guys, that I'm aware that Bytecoin has a bit of a sordid reputation, sordid history, and just put it on the list because it's ASIC mineable, not because I'm endorsing it per se. Just wanted to make that clear. If you have one of the old Crypto Night ASIC miners, Bytecoin is still one of the few coins that you can mine regularly with it. Maybe not super profitably, but it's there. Just wanted to throw that out. Little caveat, guys. Don't want to mislead you. Don't want to make anyone think that I'm advocating for any or all of these projects. I just think that they offer profit for people who already have gear. Thanks so much for watching to the end of this video, guys. What did I miss for this market update, this mining market signal? What would you like me to add to this segment? We're going on about 20 minutes on a regular basis now for this segment. I'd like to get it a little bit lower. So you tell me what I can omit and what you absolutely need to know as a miner to make good decisions and to maybe consolidate some of your bags into projects that you believe in long term. You tell me what's most useful for you, and we'll refine this as we go. As always, thanks for smashing that subscribe button, hitting the like button, sharing this video with friends and family. The more feedback I get, the better I can make this for you, and it validates for me that I'm making the right kind of content to begin with. As always, I love your face, guys. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you want to be notified of videos like this in the future, first off, click subscribe, press the bell icon. Additionally, you can sign up for the Mind Your Biz email newsletter. That'll give you exclusive access to certain freebies, notifications for deals within the cryptocurrency mining space, as well as some of our flash sales for merchandise, which you can buy with cryptocurrency. That's right. It's the only cryptocurrency merch that you can buy with cryptocurrency. We practice what we preach. As always, thank you so much for watching. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face, and I will see you in the next one.